Hi, welcome to Open Hand Farm. Today I have a treat for you. My friend Staci is an herbalist, and she had previously taught a class at our home, and I videoed it, and it is on parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. Today we had an impromptu walkthrough of our friend Susan's farm. Now, I will say only part of Susan's farm. We walked around her front yard and her backyard and one of her pastures, but she has 25 acres. So someday we'll have to go to her 15-acre area because it has a totally different environment. So I'm anxious to do that. But today, Staci and I just walked around with Susan, and we worked together to identify some plants and their uses and their medicinal values. This is going to be in place of my garden tour for today because my garden hasn't changed much. The rain did help a little, but hopefully next week I'll have much more produce and things going on. So I hope you enjoy this today. It's a little longer, but it is well worth the watching. It is so interesting. I just love listening to Staci talk and tell us about things, and I hope you do too. So I'm at my friend Susan's house with my friend Staci. You guys, this is so cool. Look at this fig tree. It's like huge. It puts mine to shame. She's got little figs at all the junctures. Here you can see here, they're all coming up. Little bitty ones, but they're gonna be there. Oh yeah, perfect. Oh, there's a little bitty, it's a little round one down there. Okay, so Susan trains dogs, correct?
Yeah.
So she has some amazing kennels here. So you'll hear dogs barking, don't worry about that. And Staci is here with me because we came to look at weeds that Susan has. At least other people would call them weeds. We're excited to see them and get them. So come along with us as we gather what we came together. So is this a regular, what kind of apple?
This is Granny Smith.
These look pretty hanging here.
Some blush on theirs.
So pretty.
I don't know the botanical name for this, but it's called Ladyfingers or Lady's Finger. If you look at the leaf, can you see that? See this dark spot? The reason that it's called Lady's Fingers is because a lady's thumb will just sit right there on that little spot. And that's where the name came from. This particular plant, some people actually plant it on purpose, but it has these little purple flowers, and it is very nutritious. It is a slight bit hairy, but the younger leaves can be cooked like a pot green, like a spinach or kale. You can mix it with other things. The flowers are edible, but they are not really all that tasty. This would be just a survival food, basically. It's not the most tasty food,
right?
But you can eat it. The
See
younger
what Susan
the leaves,
thinks.
the milder the flavor is going to be, and it is slightly hairy, but it's very mild.
It's edible. Very edible because it doesn't have any bitterness.
3 different types of apples on one tree.
Yes.
There's a YouTuber here in town, and he's a science teacher, and he does a lot of talking about grafting and stuff like that. He has a crab apple tree that he's going to graft onto to turn into a different kind of apple tree.
Now this is curly dock.
Oh, okay.
In the spring, the leaves will get really big and curl, and then it has this little, like a seed pod that comes out the top of it. It's more bushy, like a wheat, really fluffy.
Gotcha.
But it is very nutritious, and the younger leaves are quite palatable. As they get bigger, they get a little woody and bitter, but they're great in eggs.
Oh.
Cook them up with some onion
Curly
and butter
dock and eggs.
Put it in your eggs.
Awesome. We have a visitor.
So it's very good.
And who is this?
This is Spira.
Spira. Hi, Spira. Are you going to go on our weed walk with us?
Possibly.
Yeah, I'll just eat them for you. Okay, great. Awesome. So tell us about lamb's quarter, please.
Lamb's quarter is very high in nutrients and minerals. If you look, I don't know if we'll see, oh yes, here. Okay, if you look very closely at this leaf, you'll see like a little bit, see the powder?
Yes.
So that powder is actually salt, mineral salts that the plant has drawn out of the soil into itself. And so the lamb's quarter is very high in minerals. It is slightly high in oxalates,
Right.
which are can actually be congestive to the kidneys. So if you do have kidney issues, you would want to. It's kind of like a spinach. The same, you would treat lamb's quarter the same as you would spinach when it comes to the oxalates. So if you can eat spinach, you can eat lamb's quarter.
No
you
problem.
just want to make sure that you eat it in moderation. But it's very high in minerals. It's very high in vitamins. Oh, it's really great in like a pesto.
Oh.
Very good in a pesto. And when the leaves are young, it looks like these have been nibbled on. Would be cows or horses. Yeah. But the stems can actually be eaten as well.
Oh.
When they are young.
Younger.
Yeah. So you would just take kind of like how you peel celery.
Yeah.
So you could just peel the stems like you would celery, and then chop them up and add them to recipes. Stir fry. Right. These are a little woody. Once they get woody, they don't
do well.
They're not very tasty. But the young spring shoots, the stems are very, very tasty.
Awesome.
It's also called goosefoot. Yeah, so if you pull a leaf, you can see that it resembles a goose's foot. Very tasty.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Very tasty.
So are these fairly new? Have they been here a while? Or
This is about their third year.
third year. I want to get some grapes. Oh, do you find some?
Oh, there's some, on the shelf.
Oh, look at that. How exciting. So are these like a table grape or a wine grape or?
Oh, here we go. I'm not sure.
Not sure. It's all right. Oh, there's more. Yeah. Oh, good. Lamb's quarter.
Some of the
Smaller stem. Perfect.
So this is an example of one of the younger, because it's more pliable.
Yes, and it's not red.
Right, when they get woody, and actually, we can pull one up. The roots can also be used, and they are red. So sometimes people will call this red root.
Oh, okay.
So to peel, or you would just, people get a knife or something.
Just pull the strings off.
Celery.
Yeah. Poor man's pepper. Okay.
Poor man's pepper. I don't know the botanical name for this particular plant, but it is very cool. Let me get my glove off and I'll show you. So.
Oh, there you go.
These little pods, if you take one and or a couple, and put it between your front teeth and bite down, it tastes like black pepper.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Now the ones that are dried.
Oh, there is some heat to it.
Mm-hmm. There is.
The drier ones have more flavor. Mm-hmm.
Nice.
So you could grind this up and use it as a seasoning,
Huh.
So
okay, so when we don't have pepper from the store, we now know how to pepper our food.
And this one is near a water source, so it's not as prevalent of a pepper flavor.
Oh, okay, so the drier, the more pepper flavor.
Right, like I have found these in parking lots before.
Okay, her favorite plant in the whole wide world.
This is known by several different names. One, it is in the mint family. It is known as Perilla, also known as a beefsteak plant.
Oh.
The top of the leaves are green, and when you turn it over, they are purple.
Pretty.
Now, this plant, before it flowers, it's very important to harvest this plant before it flowers, because once it flowers, just like with the stinging nettle, some toxins are developed in the plant after it flowers. But before it flowers, it is awesome, and you can encourage it. It is a mint.
Oh, yeah.
It has a square stem, so just like any other mint, you can
pinch it
pop
off.
the tops off, and then
yep.
this is going to bush out and get bigger and bigger. This can be dried and made into a tea. It can be used as a pot green. You can cook it with other greens. But my favorite way to use this plant is to dry it and make a tea with it. The tea will be brown, just like your regular black tea. But then you take fresh lemons. Turns violet. You want to love this plant.
There you go, Susan. That's your special plant.
This is curly dock.
A great example of curly dock.
So these younger leaves are great to use as a pot herb.
But you can sure see the curl on the leaves there.
So it's very nutritious, vitamins, minerals. This particular plant you would want to eat in moderation. Enjoy it, but eat in moderation because it does have an effect on the intestinal tract. So it is going to encourage evacuation.
All right. Okay, Stacy found the stingy nettles. She just got stung by it.
So you can see can you get close enough to see the little stingers on there?
Yes, we can see that.
And the leaves have more of an oval.
Oh, okay.
And then they have these, that's definitely it. My hand is just
got it. Okay,
my hand
we
is
got
just
it.
Burning.
We're good.
Okay, so some people will say that amaranth and lamb's quarter are the most nutritious wild edible that you can find, but I argue that stinging nettle is, because of its mineral content, its vitamins, its calcium. Stinging nettle is very nourishing to the adrenal glands. It is every part of it can be used for food. Even the stems can actually be used and have been used for fibers. It can be used to make paper and cloth.
Interesting.
Yes. So the stinging nettle, these little hairs are full of formic acid, and that is actually, even though it hurts when it stings you, you actually get a numbing effect when the sting dies down.
If you can make it through the sting.
Right, if you can make it through the sting. And I have done this before, and I know people who do it. They'll take a big stalk of stinging nettle and they will beat those stingers into an arthritic joint. And that stung.
It's working.
And then and it will. I have known for it to numb an arthritic joint for several days up to a couple of weeks. To relieve pain from that. It helps to relieve congestion. That formic acid helps to relieve congestion in the kidneys, in the joints. So it's a very versatile plant. In the spring, these young leaves can be eaten as a pot green. You can make a tea of this. You can also make a long infusion, a nourishing herbal infusion, where you take the dried herb, you put it in an ounce of herb in a jar with boiling water.
Quart jar.
A quart jar, yes. You let it sit for overnight, up to 4 to 8 hours, but overnight is good. Then you strain it and just sip on that throughout the next day. Some people are going to be tempted to sweeten stinging nettle.
Yeah.
Stinging nettle is not good with sweetener.
I
It's
use
much
it.
better.
I think it's good.
I prefer to use a pinch of a high mineral salt, like Redmond's real salt or a pink Himalayan salt. Just a pinch. It kind of breaks that earthy flavor, but it's still quite nice.
Yes.
But it is an acquired taste.
Okay.
Because of the nettles, this is something that you cook to eat. Is that correct?
Yes, you would.
Yes.
You can eat
Thank
it
you
raw.
for asking
No,
that.
you actually can eat this fresh. So what
If
you would
it's
do
little.
is you would take the small leaves and just roll them up in and you can do the seed heads as well. Just if you break with your finger those hairs, then you can eat it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Dehydrating, slow cooking with heat, and freezing are ways to stop the stingers from stinging. Yep.
We decided to try to eat one of the leaves, and it brought back this familiar flavor to me and Susan, and we were like, what is that? But it's the taste of a fresh picked green bean or a frozen green bean, because frozen green beans taste different than canned cooked green beans. but it's that fresh green bean flavor. They're really good.
So this is a very small plant and a very small root, but stinging nettle root is commonly worked with for men who have prostate issues. Yeah, so this is a great one. It's stinging the fire out of me.
All right.
And so an example of how someone might treat with fresh nettle,
Yes.
an arthritic joint, is that they would take the fresh plant and literally just beat the joint.
Is it getting you?
It is getting me, but you want to get that stem because there's a lot of those hairs in that stem. And then what it will do is it will cause a rash, maybe some blistering.
Yay!
That will last for about 24 hours, and then the numbing action will kick in, and it will reduce the swelling and the pain of an arthritic joint.
All right.
Anybody want to try it?
I'm good. Darn it, I wore long pants, wouldn't you know it?
Oh, this is awesome. I'm just going to move in to the field.
Right?
Yeah, that burns really bad. All for the sake of YouTube. But, yeah,
She wants to be a star.
She is a star. I need about 10 acres just so that I could plant 1 acre full of nettles and dock and, all the stuff.
Yeah.
All the stuff.
Mullein.
Yes, yes. All the stuff. Oh, so the one with the little yellow flowers?
Yes, and it looks like a clover, but it is heart-shaped. We will continue to look because this one doesn't have flowers or any seed pods. It looks like clover, but the leaves are heart-shaped.
Yes.
It has little yellow flowers, and the seed pods of it look like an okra. They look like little okra.
Okay.
So, but this plant,
I would have thought that was clover.
no,
I know.
no,
Well,
it is wood sorrel.
I know it's not. I didn't know what it was, but my rabbits cannot eat that.
because of the oxalates.
Okay.
Wood sorrel is quite high in oxalates. We do, yes, here we go. Here's a good example.
There we go.
So, these are the little seed pods. Now, these seed pods are very, very tasty. They taste like a combination of, Susan, you want to try that too? A combination of dill and lemon.
See what you think.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
It's almost like a spark of lemon.
Yes, yes. But
when
then you get a little
taste
bit of a
them.
dill flavor. And the
Yeah.
leaves are they taste like lemon as well. These are great
do a
to
leaf.
sprinkle in a salad.
Oh my gosh!
Yes.
Yeah.
they're
You
very-
guys, this is amazing. All my life as a kid, we used to eat the little flowers, but
no, the whole.
oh my gosh!
Yes, again, they
It
are.
all tastes lemon.
They are kind of
Okay.
high in oxalates, and that's why the rabbits can't have
All
them.
of you
But
people watching this video, go out and find some wood sorrel. You will be shocked.
unless you
Oh my
have
gosh.
any
Here,
kidney issues.
here's a little. I'm gonna try this little pod. Do you see it? Little bitty pod.
God,
Okay,
yeah, you would never.
Here we go. Oh. They're not big enough. I want them to be bigger, so you can just really eat them. But I think the leaves have more flavor, though. They're amazing. Look at the beauty of Staci's rash. Look at that, guys. She did that on purpose. But she'll be so happy. Okay, we got the Paw Paw Tree here.
And I love pawpaws. I want to grow pawpaw trees.
it again?
This is a Multiflora Rose. So Multiflora roses are invasive. They are considered a weed,
Yes.
and people try to kill them. But the leaves and the flowers are very nutritional. You can eat them.
So if
You
I
can-
pick this off, I can eat it.
Yeah. You can also turn it into salves and creams. You can turn the rose petals into medicine, as well as into cordials and tonics, and you can throw them in a salad and eat them. You can, and they're very tonifying. They help to tone and strengthen tissues. So like rose water and witch hazel are very popular and very tonifying to the face. So they're
They have a
help
lot
to
of flavor to it. It's
they
just
help to-
kind of
tone and strengthen tissues.
okay. Susan's still eating the wood sorrel. It's so good. Oh wait, here's the wood sorrel. Yeah. I'm gonna grab another one here because we're almost out.
Can you see right here? Yeah, this is a lichen. And lichens, and I will be honest with you, I don't know specifics about what makes the lichen so good for the human body, but I know that in Appalachians and some other parts of the country, they do make medicine out of lichens.
Stacy leg update. Oh yeah, that's nice.
The joint, this knee is actually numb now.
Yay. Oh, it's like gelatinous.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So there is a YouTube channel and a website that you can go to learn more about mushrooms and mycorrhizal fungi.
Oh, I'm sure there is.
It's called Know Your Land or No. It's like a gummy worm.
It's like a gummy worm?
Yeah, that's what it feels like.
Okay, I gotta touch it now.
Well, I mean, I'm not touching it with my finger, but...
I am. Oh, it is.
Yeah, it feels like a gummy worm.
It like bounces back. It's not wet. Here's some more. What is it, Stacy?
Just a mycorrhizal fungi.
Okay.
It is, and
it's
all
like
mushrooms
soft and cute.
Look at
how
that.
It's that little bitty. Is it eggs, maybe?
No, it's a mushroom.
It's a little mushroom.
Mm-hmm.
So cute. Let me
this
back
whole tree is just covered.
In all different
yeah,
kinds.
and you see this one is quite pliable, but they can become quite woody. Let's see if I get one. Well, these are still plywood, but they can become quite woody. And, now
there's a different one over here.
And once identified, and you know that you have like a reishi or a turkey tail, then you can do a decoction where you cook them down in water cook them for a long time, and that will bring out the properties of the plant. One of my herbal teachers makes a thing called knot coffee, and she uses reishi mushrooms in that in that drink that is made with different roots and mushrooms for a nutritious coffee replacement drink.
My idea. So friendly. Oh. You're very photogenic.
I don't think so, not today.
He'll just eat your hand. Thank you very much. Hi. You want to up close and personal? Hi. Thank you. Oh, you're so soft. Oh my gosh. Hi. You want to be a YouTube star, right? Those eyes, you should be. I'll take Be Happy home with me. I have an acre and a half. That's good enough, right?
Sure.
Happy?
I need a
Hi, Be Happy. Hi. You're a YouTube star now, kind of. I need more subscribers. You guys, subscribe so that Be Happy can be a YouTube star.
This plant is called plantain. It is commonly found in where you find disturbed soil. So on the edges of parking lots, on the edge of gravel driveways. It is very prolific. If you see it and you get a bee sting or you get a mosquito bite, you can actually take the leaf and macerate it in your mouth.
That's a fancy word for chew it, break it up.
And then you can rub it on a sting or a bite or something, and it will actually almost instantly start cooling that area, drawing the heat and the inflammation out of it. And see, already.
Yeah, it looks better.
Yeah, you can even see the difference.
Look at that, you guys. And I just showed you what her leg looked like, and some of the welts are gone
already
now.
Down here where I just put that, it's already.
It's amazing.
Yes. Now, so this plant, the plantain will help to heal skin tissue. So you have skin on the inside of your body, and you have skin on the outside. So anywhere you can make a tea of this, you can eat it. It's not great as a green cooked, but as a tea, you can dry it and make a tea with it. These seed pods, as they mature, you can see one here that's already started to go to chaff somewhat. This is actually psyllium husk, and this is what is used to make some remedies for constipation that you can buy in the grocery store or the drugstore. but you can make it yourself if you collect these seed pods. And then
And
this
then you
can
just
also
put them in water, or
you can just grind them up in a spice grinder and put them in water and drink them, or add them to oatmeal, or add them to home baked breads. You can do that. But then the plant also can be turned into salves and lotions and creams for just general health and beauty products, but also for helping with inflammation of the skin. Teach your children, but teach them to identify plantain, how to use it to relieve an itch or a bite, and they can provide themselves with their own medicine. This is red clover. There are multiple kinds of clover. You have your white clover, your crimson clover, but as far as nutrition, the power-packed nutrition of red clover cannot be beat. The flowering tops can be dried and turned into a tea. You can also use the leaves in a tea or an infusion, which is a longer steeped tea. And this plant is wonderful for helping with issues with your hormones, hormone regulation, as well as just being a power pack of nutrients.
yeah, that's
This is the white clover, and while it is edible, it does not have the power pack of nutrients that the red clover has.
You guys, this is an emergency. We have to stop. We got to cut this down. It's going to seed, and then we can't use it.
Well,
for
it
tea.
will. It will blossom soon, and once it does
will.
that, then it's not.
Oh my gosh! And this is the Perilla or
Beefsteak.
that
So-
makes the pink tea when you add
Susan,
lemon.
So this lovely plant is probably a plant that you have seen growing along the side of the highway, and it is called chicory. The part of the plant that is most commonly worked with is the root. This plant is still flowering, so if I was going to harvest it, I would wait for it to finish flowering and the tops to start to die off, kind of like when you're going to harvest potatoes. You let that die off, and then I would dig the roots up and let them dry out, chop them up and roast them, and grind them and add them to my coffee. You can also just make a tea of the chicory root. It is very high in inulin, which is a prebiotic and is very helpful in helping your body to metabolize sugars. So it is very beneficial for people with blood sugar issues.
Nice.
It is an awesome plant, and also very good to help with digestive issues, particularly constipation. So this is a poke bush.
They get really tall.
They get very, very tall, and these little berries, they're green right now, but they will turn a deep, deep, rich purple, red, black color. It's just like if you took red and black and purple and mixed them together, that's what you'll get when you get a ripe poke berry. Now, poke, I know people have heard of poke salad, and you can eat the young spring leaves they call it poke salad, but it is actually cooked, and you cook it multiple times and drain the water and cook it again. Please do not try to make cooked poke without doing your research and learning how to safely do that. But the berries are also known to be quite poisonous. The seeds in the berries are poisonous, but sometimes poison is what we want. But if you consume the berries whole, the seed doesn't release those poisons. It goes through your body undigested. So
Just swallow it like a pill.
if you collect the seeds, just cut the whole, like if this were ripe, if they were the black, red, purple color, I would clip it off here. I would take this whole pod and I would hang it to dry.
Okay.
When the berries are very hard and I can't squish them, then I know that it is ready to be used as a medicine as a whole berry. And you can, people with very severe arthritis can consume 3 to 5 of these berries whole a day to help relieve inflammation in the joints. Do not consume anything that you have not done your own research on. Do not believe a word I say. Know from your own research if something is right for you.
This is a huge curly dock, you guys. See my hand? It's got all the ruffles. So pretty. So here's the Paw Paw Tree. Oh, let's see.
Now, how do you know when they're ripe, when they're ready to?
Oh,
They
my
start
gosh.
to get brown,
Okay.
or they'll turn black.
Oh, I'm so excited.
My husband usually is the one, and he'll make a pie out of them. But it is so sweet.
Yes.
You can only have literally one slice, and you're good.
We're making away with the big haul of lamb's quarters and Perilla.
Well, I said that Perilla was my favorite, but actually Purslane was my favorite.
Okay, so Purslane is your favorite.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So Purslane is one of the most nutritious wild edibles that you will find, and the most versatile. It has just a lovely flavor. It can be turned into a pesto. It's just so nutrient packed. I can't tell you.
Do you need to have it while it's young like this, or because I've had some in my yard that gets like really thick? And
yes. When it
like a
gets
cactus, kind of.
Well, you can use it at any point. It does get a little more woody.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
And there is a look-alike.
There is a look-alike that is more woody. The whole stem is more woody, and it grows close to it. And the leaves are more leafy. These are more like a succulent.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And I can't remember what the name of the look-alike is, but it is definitely poisonous.
Okay, we just have to have a puppy break.
Oh.
So Susan raises and trains Bolcerons. Is that Bolceron? And she trains all kinds of dogs, but this is her favorite dog. They're adorable. We're gonna see what we can locate by the water. Just amazing. This is ironweed, you guys. We don't know a lot about it.
And I do know that this plant was used in the Appalachian Mountains to strengthen weak systems.
Yes. She has some wild green beans.
Oh, and they're growing up.
They're growing up the
lamb's quarter.
Plantago lanceolato. Plantago, yeah. This one is the same plant as the broadleaf or the round leaf, and these are the seed heads for that. But they're a lance-shaped leaf, but they have the same exact properties, the same exact benefits. So this is
a different plantain.
It's just but it's this one is from Europe. And that's the little seed pods, and you can grind those up and
these are really full.
Add them to oatmeal and bread and all kinds of great stuff.
You guys, look at these elderberries. They are massive. They're like the size of our heads.
They're so beautiful.
And they're all over.
Oh, because once they start to turn, the
they're gorgeous. They just keep going. Look at this butterfly. Somebody tell me what this is.
Can you get it?
He's flying away. There. Oh my goodness. So pretty. Look at that. Oh. See how close I can get. Wasn't that amazing? She is so knowledgeable. And by the time we got back to my house, her knee, which she can't usually bend, was able to bend at a 45-degree angle with no problem and no pain. She loves using the Stingy Nettle to make her knee less painful and more mobile. Maybe you can give that a try if you have problems with your knees. I don't know. I'm not brave enough. So let me know if you do. I would love to know if it's working for other people too. Thank you so much for watching. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. And if you like this kind of video, please give it a thumbs up. And that will help my channel, as well as let me know what kind of videos you want to see in the future. Thank you so much. And until next time, blessings on you and yours.